Okay, once again, for you folks that are in here for the first time, please silence all cell phones as a courtesy for your media members and also for all of us up here. When we get to the question answer period, please raise your hand, ask to be recognized. We'll get a mic to you, and when you do, please give us your name and affiliation. That's for recognition for the ASAP and for everybody else online. First of all, we're going to start with a statement from Coach Johnson. Then we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes only for a few moments, and then come back to Coach Johnson. Skip, give us an overview, please.
Yeah, I thought we set the table really early, took the momentum in the game early in the game, settled Jake down a little bit early, and then having the long inning in the second inning was even tougher on him because you sit there, you don't get to play catch in the dugout even though it's hot, and you only get 5 warm-ups in between. But I thought the defense played really good. They're a really tough lineup. Credit to them. They fouled a lot of pitches off and grinded bats out on you. In the middle innings, we kind of kept going, and then really helped us late to score a run to take the momentum back on our side. I think that's the biggest difference is we gathered the momentum and kept the momentum and then gave it away and then got it back. And really proud of the kids or not kids, young men for battling and grinding out pitch to pitch.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes. Just raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. And we're starting over here in the back.
Eddie Radosevich, Soonerscoop.com. Jake, just as far as settling in after Jordan Thompson's 3-run homer, seemed like you were much more comfortable. I think you sat down 11 of 13 there.
I mean, with our offense coming out, that hot early, it really does settle you down. And then I just really tried to just execute one pitch at a time.
Okay, still we have a lady in the back. Okay.
Mitch Sherman from The Athletic. Hey, Jackson, you guys went to Florida, took care of them, took care of A&M today at the start of this thing. You may be around this place long enough to call those opponents conference members at some point. Does it feel, is there anything extra in your step, any extra pep in your step when you're going against those opponents, knowing what the future of this program holds?
Honestly, we talk about it all the time. It's the opponents are cool and all, but we're just playing against the baseball. It's the same game, just against a different opponent. It's always fun to go out there and win and compete against the best people in the country, so we're excited to do that.
Aaron Fitt.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Jackson, 2 things, if you don't mind. First of all, just the grand slam there in the 4th inning. Would you mind taking us through that at bat and describing your emotions? What did it felt like hit a grand slam on this stage?
I didn't know that it was only the 3rd one ever hit in this park in the College World Series, so I thought that kind of heightened it a little bit for sure. Going through the at bat though, they had that little pitching meeting, and I knew I wasn't going to be late to the fastball. Struggled early against left-handed pitchers early in the season. I've been working hard on that, working on diagnosing pitches, separating balls and strikes. So I saw a pitch out of the hand, nice fastball, and just tried to put a good swing on it.
Maybe a Zoom question.
We'll go to Jenny with a question. Jenny, please go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. Hey, Trevin, can you talk about coming in there in the 7th and obviously got a couple runs off you, but just the pressure there to get the runs stopped, your mentality, and then how you felt the rest of your performance those last 2 innings went?
Well, I was just trying to pitch with a lead really the whole time. I really wasn't trying to go in there and strike everybody out or anything like that. And it was really easy for me to settle in, with the lead like that. And I was assuming we were going to go put up some more runs, and we did in the 9th. We got another one back, and that's just what our offense does. It's relentless. So you can go in there and just throw it right in the middle if you want to. It doesn't matter because we're going to score runs and they're going to make plays behind you.
Okay, back over here.
John Hoover, all Sooners. I spoke with Kyler, for all 3 players, please, Jake, Trevin, and Jackson. I spoke with Kyler right after the game, and he said it was important for him to be here to support you guys. I wonder if you could relay kind of what your thoughts were about his message last night and then him being here to support you guys today.
I mean, Kyler just told us basically, like, this is every kid's dream, and don't play tight just because you're in it. And I think we did a really good job of that, and I don't know if, it was his doing of us doing that, but, I mean, it definitely didn't hurt a guy of his an athlete of that caliber talking to us and, him understanding the moment. And I think the best part of that was, you got John Spikerman, a true freshman, goes in there and his first at bat of the game gets a bases loaded walk, and Jackson Nicholas, true freshman, going out there and did the exact same thing. So those are two freshmen that are on the biggest stage in the world for college baseball, and they go in there and have really poised at bats. And I think Kyler Murray, kind of, that's kind of what he was getting at whenever he was talking to us, just things like that.
We'll go back to Zoom here.
Let's go to Justin. Justin, please go ahead with your question.
Hey, Jackson. Appreciate your time. Bit of an off the beaten path question, but just you guys have been on the road a lot this postseason, with the Big 12 tournament and then the regional and super regional. Just, I guess, what kind of goes into getting comfortable in the hotel room and stuff like that? What are some must-haves for the road when you're traveling? How do you just manage to stay comfortable on the road?
We like to keep it loose. We like to have fun on the road. We started off on the bus rides when we were doing those early in the year. We keep it light on the bus, play games. Traveling recently, it's been a blessing to be able to travel the way we have with the planes and the first-class experience that OU is offering us. And in the hotel, they feed us well, so we don't have to worry about food. But we've been playing a lot of MLB The Show in our downtime, kind of, because we can't stay away from baseball. But when the games were going on during the super regionals and regionals, we were always locked in on baseball, never really stop thinking about the game, and I feel like this helps us stay locked in.
Okay, here in the back, to the left.
Josh Calloway with All Sooners. For Jackson and Jake, obviously fast start, got that run on the first and then the big 7-run second. Just like Skip said, seize the momentum early in the game. Can you just talk about how huge it was, Jackson, for the offense to get that quick run, and then for you, Jake, to have a lead before you ever take the mound?
In our advanced meeting, we talked about being a team of Davids and attacking the giant. That's kind of been our team motto lately. We just want to go attack the game, play with no fear. And we had a game plan. We wanted to execute it early. We did. We jumped on them, and it kind of led to our victory.
Getting that early run, it really allows you to just settle down and make pitches and let your defense work behind you.
Okay, Kirk.
For Trevin and Jackson.
Your name and
I forgot. Kirk Bowles from the Austin American Statesman. I was curious what quality you feel like Skip Johnson brings to the club that maybe, props you guys up and, help lead to this season. You guys rooting for Texas to play them on Sunday.
I'm not going to address anything about Texas, but I think you can go watch the last out of the Big 12 championship if you want to know how I feel about that. But
They started it.
Yeah, Skip keeps it loose, as you can tell right now. So that's nice. I've been in a program where the head coach was hard nosed and iron fist, and I've been in a program where it was the complete opposite, and it was just whatever the players wanted to do. And here we get a kind of a happy medium of that, and guys that have never been in another program probably don't understand that as much as I do, but. As I've been in 3 different collegiate programs, and I would say the coaching staff here definitely keeps it light and just keeps everything, just poised, and it's never too high, never too low. We talk about riding the wave, and, that kind of trickles down from the coaching staff.
Me being a true freshman, this is all new to me. Everything about this is a new experience, and Skip has really helped develop me as a player and a man early in the fall. He was hard when he needed to be hard on me. He was light when he needed to be light on me. Helped me get acclimated to playing. Gave me a shot where not a lot of other programs would. And he likes to keep it fun. He likes to joke around. He likes to give us a hard time at practice. On the road, we keep it light. But it's also discipline. We are a disciplined team, and he instills that in us. What's up? At the end of the day, like I said earlier, we're just going to go out there and play baseball. It doesn't matter who we play.
Okay, this will be our last question for the players back here.
Eddie Radosevich, Soonerscoop.com. Just Jackson again, just as far as what you guys have been able to do as freshmen, have you had, during those downtimes, been able to talk to Wallace or Spike or whoever about what you guys are accomplishing, and especially going into this stage and today?
I'm really close with John Spikerman. We're probably my best friend on the team. We hang out a lot, so we've been able to keep it. We had to download about everything. We chat about what's going on, how we're feeling, how to stay loose, how to experience, like how to take everything head on and stay under control. Because it's easy to get under control at this stage and being this young, but trying to, like we said earlier, ride the wave. And we know we're going to struggle. We know we're going to have highs and lows. So just trying to maintain a steady pace.
Okay, man, thank you, and we'll see you Sunday night. Remember that all locker rooms are closed to all media at all times, but you check with Tyler here, and he'll get you set up if you have any other special requests. Thanks, man. Now we'll open it up for questions for Skip, and John, we'll let you go first here.
All right. John Hoover, All Sooners. Skip, I just same follow-up question to you about Kyler. What was the genesis of him coming to you? Can I come talk to the team, or how did that all shake out?
For me, probably it's a little different than them. I probably, when you have an ex-player come back like him, you know you've done something to carve your name on his heart. That he shows that he cares about us, and because we cared about him, we showed him how much we cared about him. He's going to show how much he cares about us. So that's really, I get emotional about it because that's what it's really about. It's about relationships like those guys and all the other players that's played with me and all the other coaches that I've coached with.
Okay. Go right here.
Evan Bland, Omaha World Herald. Coach, I know a lot was made earlier in the week just about being aggressive on the base paths and the speed you guys have. How satisfying was it to kind of win this one going the other way and using the power aspect of your offense?
Well, I mean, it's just one of those deals where it happened. You know, our team identity is to be aggressive and to push the envelope a little bit, and I think we did that in some instances in the base running in that inning that we scored 7, taking the extra 90. So that's who we are. I mean, the power's good. We know Jimmy's got some power, and Jack Nicklaus has had a really good season for his freshman. And so it's really good to see that happen.
Get over here to the left. Can't see.
Mark Garland, CWS 247. Coach, can you tell us how important it was to start off today so hot and then going out and getting the first win of the College World Series here?
Well, it's very important. There's no doubt about it. You know, Coach Greedo said it. The world's a different world for winners and losers. So and we call it winning and learning. And so, you know, in that game itself, you know, I think something happened where a base running mistake happened. We talked to him. I talked to Sandlin. I talked to Jake about executing pitches because they were really a tough lineup to navigate through because they're gonna try to challenge you and foul pitches off and try to really have quality at bats. That's what they're so really good at.
Okay, Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball Coach. Kind of following up on that, I mean, you mentioned their offensive approach a few times, but you know, this is one of those 4-hour grinds, it felt like, you know, and you guys are producing those same kind of at-bats. How comfortable do you think your guys are in that kind of a game?
I think they're really comfortable. I mean, that's what they kind of do, the same thing. We're kind of the same team, really. I mean, you look at it, they might have a little more power. I don't even know. I haven't looked at the power numbers too much, but we try to grind at bats out and separate from balls from strikes and put the ball in play. I thought really in the first inning or the second inning where it kind of kept it going where, you know, Spikerman's really dynamic, and he chops a ball to the first baseman, and you know, he's getting it down the line. I bet he ran a 4 flat down the line. So, you know, that's who he is, and he it did the same thing against Liberty in the first game of the regional, and kind of opened it up.
Okay, Mike.
Mike LaPresti, NCAA.com. Skip, not that it may have had a lot to do today on the field, but with Oklahoma's had a heck of a spring between the women's softball and you guys. Is there a dynamic going on that's you feel right now with, you know, Kyler's here, Porter Moses is here, you have the women winning the championship, and you guys are doing well? Is it?
Well, I take the center fielder, and I mean, if we could bring their center fielder to play for us, and the girl that hits all the home runs, I mean, goodness, it's fun. I mean, Patty does a great job. I mean, she's a first-class coach, and I mean, going over there and watching them play in a regional was really amazing. Had a really good team. I mean, that's what the University of Oklahoma is about. It's about it's a family environment. I mean, you talk to everybody around it. The coaches talk to each other. I sat in the regional championship game with Porter Moser and watched the game. So it's what it's about. We get texts all the time. Talk to Coach Venable's calls after we win the Big 12 championship. I mean, it's what we do.
Kirk Bowles from the Austin American-Statesman. Skip, your team's a little bit different than everybody else. Everybody's got grad transfers. I think Notre Dame, they're all 25 and have graduated, stuff like that. But you've got 3 freshmen in the lineup, a bunch of sophomores. So, how is it that they've kind of matured and, come through to be where they are right now?
Well, I mean, it's really it just shows you the sign of our development program and what we try to do to develop those guys as young men and baseball players. I think that's what's special about our program. We built that club up to the COVID year. We had a really good club that year, and then, I mean, it was like it broke our heart. And then all of a sudden, last year happened, and we're trying to build it back up. And with Spikerman, we put him in the Stillwater series. We knew we needed him at the end of the year, and all of a sudden, we always knew how dynamic he was. And Jackson and Wallace Clark has been really. I mean, I think Wallace Clark at times has been one of our team MVPs. I mean, he's had grinded at bats out, just trying to win pitches. It's been fun to watch.
Okay, a Zoom question.
We'll go back to Zoom. Please please state your name and affiliation for us.
Hey, Tarek Mostri and Norman Transcript. You've talked about wanting to see your team react the right way to playing in some of these new environments. Obviously, it's not as different as playing in Arlington, but how do you feel like the team reacted? Obviously, the batters were seeing the ball pretty well early, but how do you think they did in general?
I thought they reacted well. It's a lot different than Globe Life because it seemed like it was about 20 degrees different. I can tell you that right now. But it was, the environment, the adrenaline of the environment, it'll take a lot of toe out of you. You got to really focus on pitch to pitch. That's what we talk about, winning pitches, and the game's played one pitch at a time. I mean, I learned that from Coach Garrido and Coach Harm at the University of Texas when I was coach for them. But, and really, in this environment, that's really what it's about. It was really awesome to hear Jackson talk about when somebody talked about you're ready to play the University of Texas. It's really about playing against the baseball. And that's what you try to teach them, and that's what we practice a lot. And for him to regurgitate that, it's a great sign for our program and our culture.
Okay, we have time for 3 more, I think.
Travis Brown with the Bryan College Station Eagle. Coach, is there anything in particular that you tell your batters to look for when there's a mid-at-bat coaching mound visit coming out of that, or is it case by case? On the mound visit or from their mound visit you're talking about? No, I mean, no, not really. I mean, you're just trying to win pitches and just try to beat the infielders with 2 strikes. All you're trying to do is beat an infielder with a pitch, put the ball in play, try to create as much chaos and pressure as you can, and grind at bats out. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Is that what we try to do is try to grind at bats out from one pitch and try to win pitches. And one pitch is a lifetime. It might not seem like it, but it is.
Okay, Josh.
Yes, Skip, Josh Cow with AllSooners.com. I was hoping you could talk about just the job that Trevin did, obviously limiting the damage in that 7th inning, but then also shutting it down from there, and just what it's been like as a coach the last month plus. He's just he's been so good in the back end for it. What it's like knowing you have a guy you can turn to at the end to get those big outs.
Yeah, I want to get David out there for an inning because just to get him out there to no better time to get him out there for it. He's probably going to start the 3rd game, and so to get him comfortable. Whatever happened, it didn't matter. But having Trevin as a safety net there, he's what we talk about. The guy can throw 2 pitches for strikes, even 3 at times. He can fill his position and he can hold runners, and that's what you have. And he loves that moment. Sometimes he wills that stuff on himself at times to be really competitive. And he really, when we talk about the intangibles, every coach in this World Series can go out and evaluate if a guy can throw hard and got a good breaking ball or whatever. But it's the difference is every coach is trying to find the guys with the intangibles, the guys that pitch with their head and their heart and their gut. And that's what really it's about. It's pitching with your head and your heart at the end of the day.
Okay, our final question.
Hey, Coach, Lee Benson from KWTV in Oklahoma City. I know the TV broadcast mentioned that Brett's hand was not too good, so just curious your thoughts on Brett's hand. And then also Kendall, how is he doing after taking that hit by pitch?
Well, I didn't get to talk to Kendall. I talked to Brett and just told him I was sorry, because he'd worked really hard and his at-bats got a whole lot better. I'm just proud of these kids because they're just a team full of Davids. That's all they are, the guys that really believe in each other. And I have to say that because that's what it's about, really. And, I mean, for him, he started really turning the corner on having quality at-bats, and that was really, really big.
Skip, thank you. See you Sunday night. Reminder that this news conference will be posted on video, and then the ASAP transcription will be available on the NCAA website too.